All right, here we are at our fifth and final ornament, and we are gonna make this snowman face looking up. First thing we are gonna do is cut out the snowman head, which is kind of a circle. And one thing that we wanna make sure that we get is we want the white to match the bottom edge of our circle base piece. And to do that, I'm gonna trace the bottom edge of my circle base piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and trace the whole thing because I wanna make sure that my snowman head stays inside the edge of my base piece. Now you're welcome to make your snowman head as big as the base piece, but it can't go over the edge. And I wanna make my snowman head a little bit smaller because I want space for my nose to come off the top of the head. Now to cut this out, the first thing that I am going to do is use my scoring tool and scratch following this line from one edge of the glass to the other. When we're using that scoring tool to scratch our line, we want to remember to keep our elbow up. That keeps the wheel on the glass as we steer the tool around the curve from one edge of the glass to the other. To break the glass where we scratched it, make sure the gold bolt points up on the ceiling. The gold line that's on top of your flat surface goes on top of your scratch. So we see glass on both sides of that flat surface, and then we squeeze like we're using scissors. Now for the narrow edge that remains, I'm going to use my glass cutters to finish off cutting out my circle. Now if you don't have space in your workstation for the glass to fly off to the side, you can turn the discs up as you're clipping above the bowl and let the white glass fall into the bowl as you are clipping those shapes. Now I'm going to make a little smoother edge by clipping off some of the corners in between each clip using my glass cutters. But we want to keep in mind that the edge melts smooth in the kiln, so we're not worried about the difference in texture from using the glass cutters and the straight line that we got when we used our scoring tool. So now this gives me my snowman head. I'm gonna kind of find where I want it to be. That's probably not the way I drew it, but that's gonna work out for me. I want it to be right like this. Now, I'm gonna make my nose out of my orange glass. And to create the nose, I'd need to scratch a triangle. So I'm going to scratch all the way across the glass, edge to edge. Now this is a very long nose, but it's gonna allow me to cut it down shorter to be the length that I need for my snowman. Scoring tool starts on the edge that's closest to me, lean down, scratch all the way across, edge to edge. Our speed is more important than our staying on the black line. Gold bolt up to break that off. Gold line on our scratch. Now over here, not enough glass on both sides, but I'm going to turn it around and get lined up from the other side of my scratch to be able to squeeze and break the glass. Now I have my really long nose, but this gives me an opportunity to cut it down short. And so I'm going to cut it right about here, and I'm going to use my glass cutters to cut this short. So those are the ones that look like they have, or with the discs. Make that clip. That gives me my nose, and I want a little bumper underneath there. Maybe. If I do, I will cut one later. I'm gonna add some eyes to my snowman using my black beads. I'm gonna use my black curls to give him a smile, or her a smile, you choose. There we go. Now I want some little rosy cheeks. Now if you have more red beads, you can always use your red beads. I'm going to use pieces of spiraled cane. I'm going to clip them into my bowl with the discs facing up on the glass cutters. With my tweezers, take those small pieces of spiraled cane, set them about where I see the ends of my curl for my smile. That means that snowman's gonna have nice rosy cheeks. And then to make some more snow, like I did for the trees, I'm gonna use my white spiraled cane, clip small pieces into my bowl, That means the discs are facing up on my glass cutters. And then with my tweezers, I take those small pieces, I dip them in the glue, and I set them on top of the base piece for my snowman. Do this, you can do as many pieces of snow as you want. It can be 0 even if you don't want to do any pieces of snow. But I'm gonna do 4, and 1 more gets me 5 pieces of snow. And I'm gonna adjust my eyes up a little bit so my snowman is for sure looking up. I have 5 pieces of snow or snowflakes on my base piece, and now I have completed my 5th and final ornament.